But first, a local business is suing the city of Clearwater over hundreds of graves that remain on its property. It's something they say the city knew about and should have dealt with years ago. This is 10 Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Carolina Lead. For years, we have been following the search for erased black cemeteries across the Tampa Bay area. And right now, 10 Investigates is uncovering the major step one business is now taking after graves were found along Missouri Avenue.
10 Investigates' Emerald Morrow is on top of this story. Emerald, you have a copy of that lawsuit.
Yes, right here. And the FrankCrum Human Resources firm says it wants those graves removed and moved, and it is suing to recover damages for, quote, the local government's failure to take accountability for mishandling a historic African-American cemetery. Now, over the last few years, archaeologists confirmed more than 300 graves from the St. Matthew's Baptist Church Cemetery remain on that property, and they believe there could be more. FrankCrum's co-president says when his company bought the land in 2004, there was no knowledge of any remains. Now, the lawsuit cites a 1998 development agreement between the city and the previous property owner. That agreement acknowledges the site once had remains, but said those remains had been moved. FrankCrum would not do an interview with us today, but the co-president did sit down with us in 2021 about his concerns and how his company wants to make this right.
I don't think we find it uncomfortable. I think we all recognize that, something happened back in the 50s, and the fact that remains were left here is an injustice. And I think everybody wants to make that right and try to handle that appropriately.
And we reached out to the city for comment, and a spokesperson said in a statement, we continue to work in partnership with the NAACP, descendants of the buried, and community members to move forward with a memorial in the North Greenwood community to honor the loved ones at the school burial site as well as those at the FrankCrum site. And the city of Clearwater says it has hired a law firm and will not comment further on any pending litigation. FrankCrum says on top of recovering damages, the lawsuit also asks for the remains to be finally and respectfully moved, and news of the graves on this property came to light several years ago after longtime neighbors came forward to the NAACP with concerns that the cemetery had not been relocated. We will, of course, keep you posted on what happens next. In studio, Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.
Since 2019, archaeologists have found hundreds of unmarked graves from erased and destroyed black cemeteries across the Tampa Bay area. You can see continuing coverage of Emerald's investigations at 10tampabay.com/erased.